Hello everyone, my name is Diksha and I am from the Bodhi Academy. So today I am going to take P block elements chapter from standard 12th chemistry. So which is one of the important inorganic chemistry chapter. So let us start with the discussion. So P block elements actually there was a introduction in 11th standard only, that is in P block elements we have total 6 groups. Group 13, group 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, from which 13 and 14 we have already studied in 11th standard. So in this chapter we are going to study 15, 16, 17 and 18 groups. Okay, the detailed information about these groups. So let us start with the configuration first. Configuration, general configuration of P block is NS, okay, NS2 NP 1 to 6. So this is a general configuration of P block wherein N S2 NP 6. This you can apply to any group to obtain the configuration. Let us start with group 15 elements. Group 15 elements consist of nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, and one more, that is moscovium, which is on which there is no much study is done, so that's why the detailed information is given of only these 5 elements. So group 15, okay, group 15 we have these elements, and they occur in many forms. Like nitrogen mostly we can find in the atmosphere. Also other elements we can find, phosphorus we can found in the phosphate rocks. Then phosphorus essential constituent of animal and plant matter. It is present in bones, also living cells. Okay, so and other elements they are found in the in form of minerals, ores. Okay, so this is the table which shows the physical properties of these elements, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Nitrogen having number 7, phosphorus 15, arsenic 33, antimony 51 and bismuth is 83, and respective masses of these elements. Okay, so here nitrogen, since having 7 number, the configuration is helium 2s2 2p3, phosphorus neon 3s2 3p3. So common thing that you notice here is 2s2 2p3, 3s2 3p3, 4s2 4p3. Okay, that is ns2 np3, which is the general configuration of this group 15 elements. Okay, so general configuration is this is followed in every element of group 15, ns2 np3. Then atomic and ionic radii. Down the group, what is the trend in ionic and atomic radii? So atomic radii increases in size down the group, and this follows in almost every group, that when you go down the group, there is new shell which is being added in every group, so that's why the radius increases. Okay, however, if you go from antimony to bismuth, only a small decrease in covalent radius is observed. Actually the expected increase is more, okay, but only small increase is observed. Now this is due to the presence of completely filled d and f orbitals in heavier members. And why there is decrease in radius because of these orbitals? Because there is poor shielding which is caused due to d and f orbitals. Okay, they do poor shielding, so that's why there is a contraction in the radius. Then next is ionization enthalpy. So as the radius increases as we go down the group, ionization enthalpy decreases. Okay, what happens here is nucleus, this is a nucleus and these are the shells. Okay, so if more and more shell is being added to the same group, that is group 15, group 16, so what happens, their size increases means distance of nucleus and outermost electron also increases. So this will decrease the ionization enthalpy which is required to remove the outermost electron. This is a trend in ionization enthalpy. Then about electronegativity, it decreases down the group, okay, with increase in atomic size. but in heavier elements the difference is not that much pronounced. About physical properties, they are polyatomic, they are dinitrogen, that is N2, it is a diatomic gas. Then nitrogen and phosphorus, they are non-metals. Arsenic and antimony are metalloids, and bismuth is a metal. So these are the properties, characteristics of these particular elements. And boiling point in general increase from top to bottom in the group. Okay, that means the bonding which we can see will be more, or the strength will be more in the topmost elements, that is where the group starts, and then it goes on decreasing. Then talking about oxidation state strengths, then common oxidation states are -3, +3 and +5. That means -3 means tendency to gain 3 electrons, +5 means tendency to lose 3 electrons. So this tendency to exhibit -3 state decreases down the group. Okay, as you go down the group, the tendency to gain electron will decrease. Okay, and this is because there is increase in size and metallic character. Okay, so as metallic character increases, tendency to lose increases, lose electrons, tendency to lose electrons will increase. -3, tendency to gain electron will not increase. Okay, so this is about their oxidation state. Then in case of phosphorus, nearly all intermediate oxidation state disproportionate to +5 and -3. Then nitrogen is restricted to a maximum covalency of 4, since it has only 4 orbitals available for bonding. So covalency of nitrogen is only 4 because only 4 orbitals are available here for bonding, and there is no involvement of the higher orbitals here. Okay, that we will see in this concept, that is anomalous properties of nitrogen, which is very important concept in this chapter. So anomalous properties means what? Anomalous properties or anomalous behavior is a different behavior shown by any element. Okay, like we have seen, there is a group 15. Group 15 we have elements in that: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. But nitrogen being the first element over there, it behaves differently. Okay, now there are many reasons for that, so that we will see one by one. Nitrogen differs from the rest of the members due to its small size. So the very first reason here is its small size. Then second reason is high electronegativity. Nitrogen is having very high electronegativity and high ionization enthalpy. So these are the reasons for its anomalous behavior. Okay, being first in the group, it is having small size, high electronegativity, high ionization enthalpy, and most importantly, non-availability of d orbitals. So there are no d orbitals in the nitrogen. Okay, so that's why here covalency is restricted. Okay, it is not we cannot form bond with many, or bond with many bonds with the other elements. So nitrogen has unique ability to form p-pi multiple bonds, which is not seen in other elements. So p-pi multiple bonding can be seen in the nitrogen, and with other elements having small size and high electronegativity. Then these points are very important here, the reasons or the characteristics which is exhibited by nitrogen for its anomalous behavior. So small size, high electronegativity, high ionization enthalpy, and non-availability of d orbitals. Then nitrogen, and one more reason here is, see, nitrogen bond enthalpy is very high here, because with nitrogen forms triple bond, which is very difficult to break. So bond enthalpy will be very higher. Then phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, they can form single bonds with other same elements, but nitrogen cannot form single bond. Okay, which is very weaker if it forms. So that's why this is one of the reason for anomalous behavior. And nitrogen can form p-pi bonding, which is not seen in other elements. Other elements can form d-pi bonding, d-pi bonding. Okay, now next important concept here is reactivity towards hydrogen. So this elements reacts towards hydrogen, okay, to form the hydrides. So they form hydrides like NH3, PH3, ASH3, SBH3. So these are the hydrides. Now there are some trends which are shown here, like how it increases, how it decreases. So we will see first trend, bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond dissociation enthalpy will decrease as you go down the group, because bonding will be stronger in these elements, okay, as their size is small, and then bond dissociation, the energy required to break the bond will decrease. Then ammonia is a mild reducing agent, while BiH3 is the strongest reducing agent. So here one characteristic we can see is the reducing character. So reducing character of the hydrides increases, okay, meaning tendency to reduce other elements, okay, that increases. That means BiH3, this is the most reducing compound, okay, and this is the least reducing compound, NH3. So ammonia is the mild reducing agent, while BiH3 is the strongest reducing agent. Then basicity also decreases, okay, like how we have seen reducing character, it increases, basicity decreases down the group. That means NH3 is the most basic compound, and then it decreases till BiH3, bismuth hydride, okay. Then due to high electronegativity and small size of nitrogen, ammonia exhibits hydrogen bonding in solid as well as in the liquid state, and because of this it has higher melting and boiling point than phosphine. Then reacted towards oxygen. So these elements form two types of oxides, okay. So here we have E2O3 and E2O5. So E2E, where E is the group 15 element, okay. So the oxide of higher oxidation state of element is more acidic than that of lower oxidation state, and the type E2O3 of nitrogen and phosphorus, they are purely acidic, and that of arsenic and antimony are amphoteric, and bismuth is basic. So based on how they react with oxygen and which type of oxide they form, they are classified as acidic, basic and amphoteric. Then about reactivity towards halogens. The elements react to form two series of halides, that is EX3 and EX5. That means E is the group 15 element over here. Nitrogen does not form pentahalide. Now what is the reason here? Since it is not having any d orbitals, okay, it will not form pentahalide. It can have only up to p orbital. So that's why it cannot form the pentahalide. And pentahalides are more covalent than trihalides. More covalent means they can share the electrons and form the bond. Then next is reactive towards metals. All the metals react with the metals to form binary compounds, that is having -3 oxidation state. For example, we can have calcium nitride, calcium phosphide, sodium arsenide, zinc antimonide and magnesium bismuthide. So when they react with metals, they form such compounds, okay. So with this I will finish with the part 1, and we will start with the next part in the next video, okay. Thank you.